I want to ask you another semi-controversial question, which is, are you worried that you'll regret this?
No, people keep telling me you're gonna regret this. So 2023, even though we're only like halfway through it, has been filled with many decisions that I've made. It's actually been quite an action-packed year, not just for me on the channel, but also outside of things. Obviously, all of my health problems that I had to start off the year, great way to start it off. But one of the more sort of, I guess, controversial topics that involved me and sort of involved people making videos about me was my decision to sell off most of my video game collection. And there was lots of questions surrounding it. I think I did a good enough job of answering them, but obviously I didn't, because there's still people to this day that think it was, you know, a desperation thing to sort of pay for my health expenses. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. I have all those under control. Like, it was just something that at the time I felt like I wanted to do. And one thing that I constantly heard from people, you know, outsiders looking in, was that I was going to regret this decision. I was going to wake up one day filled with regret, like, why did I sell all that stuff? I miss it, this, that, and the other. And that's kind of what I want to explore in today's video topic, because obviously the stuff has been gone for like 2 months now, and I've definitely had time to sort of adjust to a non-huge retro collection life, which for some people, you know, that's what they have. That's you know, part of their childhood brought to life in, you know, the modern era as an adult. And I kind of just want to talk about the regret aspect of it to sort of close this chapter of my life. Now, obviously I sold my stuff to Phoenix Resale, who is Caleb. He makes videos on YouTube as well. He came, stayed the night with me, this, that, and the other. We filmed a bunch of videos. Well, he got a bunch more videos out of this than I did, so I'll be stealing his footage. Shout outs to Caleb. Go check him out on the YouTubes. He gets better views than I do. His subscribers will pass me one day. But yeah, so, you know, and then there was the whole thing where it's like, oh, he ripped you off, you know, you could have gotten more money. And it's like, it's not necessarily about the money. It's sort of, sometimes you get to a point in life where you just want to do something different. And I'm the type of person that clutter tends to overwhelm me. And I know you probably think that's crazy because of the fact that everyone on the internet thinks I'm a disgusting slob or whatever, but clutter genuinely, it puts down my production value. It puts down my productivity in my mind. Like, if I have a bunch of water bottles next to my bed or something like that because I just haven't thrown them away, like that bothers me. That actually impacts my quality of sleep. But if I have a nice clean bedroom, then I feel more at peace. And that's something that it's kind of developed as I've gotten older. It's something that I've noticed, because I used to be a very cluttered individual. Like, I lived in disgusting apartments with crap all over the place, and you know, that was kind of my thing. Like, people used to make fun of it, and it was kind of like I literally had pizza boxes to a 9-foot vaulted ceiling to the tippy top of it when I was younger. Like, you know, I was a bit of a hoarder, I guess you could say, and I've always been a bit of a hoarder. But he came in and people said, you got ripped off, this, that. Look, I did not get ripped off. In order to sell a bulk lot of something, you're not going to get 100% value. At the end of the day, it's all about your perceived value. You got to remember, I've been gathering up this stuff since I was like 18 or 19. This wasn't my original collection, and hell, some of the stuff in it wasn't even, you know, it was newer stuff to me. It was never about having a big collection for me. The big collection came along because I kept buying stuff, but I realized I wasn't able to play these games like I wanted to because I felt overwhelmed, you know, having to find the appropriate system and set it up. I didn't have one of those fancy setups where people, you know, have a bunch of different systems all set up so they could just pop something in. And I never really cared to have something like that. That felt like it would take up a whole bunch of room and stuff. But obviously the collection has been gone for a while, and I've had time to sit here and reflect on it, and, you know, sometimes come downstairs and just kind of look at my setup and be like, you know, is this what I really wanted? And, you know, was I going to feel regret? Was a lot of the internet right? And no, I can honestly say with 100% certainty, I don't regret any of it. I look back at it and I think that was probably something I should have done earlier. That was something I should have, I should have trimmed this down, because look, like I said in my previous videos about this, it's never been about the stuff. It's about, with video games, to me, it's about playing the games and it's about the memories from games. I've actually bought games since slimming down my collection because I realized that there were important games that I did not have originally in that collection I sold to Phoenix Resale. Games that I did not have originally that were so impactful in my life when I was growing up or when I was younger. I have very fond memories of. A Cool Spot on the Sega Genesis, one of my favorite Sega Genesis games ever. I have fond memories of sitting there and recording. I had this tape recorder thing, and I would bring it downstairs. We were living at my grandmother's house at the time. And in the basement, which wasn't even a finished basement at that time, there was a little stinky TV, and I would play my Genesis games on there. I remember bringing a tape recorder downstairs and recording some of the songs so I could listen to them in my bedroom. And like, I bought Cool Spot recently, and now it's on my shelf. But every single game that I have on my shelf, for the most part, I should say the retro stuff, some of the PS3 stuff and stuff like that, that's just out of necessity because those systems are a little bit harder to emulate sometimes. But all the retro stuff is definitely based on specific memories that I have, and that's what's important to me, because that's what collecting these old video games to me was always about. It was about the memories of playing these games, or maybe experiencing new games. But if it came down to experiencing new games, I don't need to pay an exorbitant price on a secondary market for this. Obviously, I am now the king of emulation. I have so many emulation devices. I have so many emulation things set up in my place now. The TV back there, there's a 3080 set up to that, so I can play a lot of stuff at higher resolutions. Over here, I have the emulation station, which runs my mini PCs and stuff like that. I am playing more retro games now than I did in a long time, because I'm able to just boot up a device and get straight into a game where it's, optimized for the modern era, where I could do things like increase the internal resolution of this stuff. That to me is so enjoyable. I know that there's people that are hardware purists. They're like, there's a tenth of a millisecond of lag and the audio is a little bit crinkly in this spot. It's like, I don't care, bro. I don't care. I never cared about stuff like that. You are playing on a crusty ass RF adapter. That's the thing to me. That's one of the main things to me. A lot of people get into the retro stuff because it's really because of two reasons. One, they prefer those games to the modern games because, you don't get day one patches and online DRM and stuff like that. You just pop it in and you simply play the game. And then there's people that want to have the childhood memories that they have. If you're playing these games, you should be playing them with an RF adapter on a crusty ass little 12-inch CRT TV that you gotta smack sometimes, like I did, because that's how I played these games. The memories were never about the visual quality. I guess for some people they could be, but for me it was never about the visual quality. It was about experiencing the game, and I still experience the game in the same way, if not in a better way, because I get that sense of bewilderment. I get that sense of wow when playing some of these games via emulation. So no, I don't regret it. I'm someone in life who doesn't regret things, because everything that I've done in life has gotten me to the point of where I am, and I'm at a very good point in life. I'm very happy with how things ended up working out for me, but I wouldn't change anything, because the butterfly effect. You change one little thing and then it brings you to a different point in life. And sure, there's a chance that that point in life could be better, but there's a chance that that point in life could be worse. And no, I live with no regrets. Everything in life happens for a reason. There's causes and effects that end up happening, and I'm happy. I'm still happy that the video games are gone. So everyone who said, RGT, you're gonna regret this, you fool, you're wrong. You're wrong. And you know what? Maybe you should think about selling off your stuff too. it's nice to have a bunch of extra money, fun money that you can do whatever you want with. It's nice to be able to just play these games on a million different devices whenever I feel like it and not have to worry about setting stuff up and trying to dial in a FrameMeister or some shit like that. I know there's people out there that like it, and to those people, enjoy it. That's your hobby, but it wasn't my hobby. I was always about just the games. And I'm playing more retro games now than I have in a very, very long time. So everything worked out well. You never know. Take a chance sometimes in life. It might pleasantly surprise you. Let me know what you think of this in the comment section down below. I know there's going to be people that say, oh, you're still going to regret it. There's still time. And like, sure. Like, I guess there is still time, but I really doubt it. And as always, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel and you felt a little bit inspired by this video, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.